I want to know your secret.
Quand j'étais petite.
I did not particularly care for A Simple Favor. This is the first major project directed by Paul Feig that isn't billed as a comedy. In fact, it's being specifically advertised as a break in tradition from Feig's usual repertoire.
Which one of you is gonna take a shit in the street in this one?
The film is a mystery thriller starring Anna Kendrick as a sheltered, suburban mom who gets wrapped up in the disappearance of her friend, played by Blake Lively, who she recently met through their young sons attending school together. Kendrick's character spearheads the campaign to search for Lively, only to discover that her friend's life and that of her husband, played by Henry Golding, are a lot more dark, complicated, and mysterious than she had initially known. Like I said, on paper, this seems like a fairly run-of-the-mill missing person drama thriller, except that the entire movie is written and directed as if it were a comedy, which made for a very strange watching experience.
I think you're joking, but great.
Let me be clear though, this isn't a dark comedy. That would imply some underlying, twisted sense of humor behind the otherwise serious events playing out.
They're not robots, Rick! It's a figure of speech, Morty! They're bureaucrats! I don't respect them!
No, there's nothing funny about anything that happens in the plot. If you change the dialogue around, it could probably be taken seriously. The problem is that the script and tone of the film feel like something you'd expect to see on a sitcom. None of the characters are taking it seriously, which means at no point did I, as the viewer, feel tense or invested in the drama. It's on about the same level of thrills as one of those dime a dozen derivative CSI, NCI, whatever cop shows littering cable television that your mom and dad watch over dinner. Nobody in the movie acts like a human being would act if this was a real situation playing out. Like, at one point, Anna Kendrick talks to Blake Lively's boss and says, "Hey, Blake Lively is missing, she's my best friend and I'm worried about her, can you help me please, sir?" But Blake Lively's boss is all like, "Ugh, you expect me to care about that? I'm far too important to be concerned with your trivial nonsense. Now out with you before I have you arrested for being poor." The worst are these three comic relief parent characters whose kids go to school with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively's kids that the film keeps cutting back to at inappropriate times to watch gossip about what's happening in the A-plot. It's irritating, not funny, and every time it happens it saps out any trace of tension you might have been feeling from the previous scene. I do, however, think that the acting in this movie was pretty solid overall. The three lead actors, Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, and Henry Golding, are all performing their parts perfectly despite the script not working. Anna Kendrick is fantastic as always, playing quirky and somewhat awkward, except that once again her character is written extremely inconsistently. She's clueless and socially inept most of the time, except when the plot needs her to bust out Sherlock Holmes-esque detective skills or have her smooth talk her way past people with nothing but sheer gall. Still though, her performance is great, even if the characterization makes no sense. Blake Lively is also very good in the film. She gives off a perfect air of mystery, and I wish that she, along with Kendrick and Golding, could have been given a better script to work with, because you can really tell that they gave it their all. Separate from the weird tonal issues I already mentioned, the final reveal of what actually happened with this mystery doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Like, yeah, it does technically give explanation for all of the events that occurred, but without getting into specifics, the decisions made by characters involved leading up to the inciting incident only makes any logical sense if you assume that they had prior knowledge of unexpected events that would occur later on, which is of course impossible. If you can't already tell, I was severely disappointed by A Simple Favor. I was sold on the mystery thriller premise of the trailers and the prospect of new territory for director Paul Feig. What we got instead was an unfunny, wacky comedy film spray-painted over top of what would have been a somewhat predictable knockoff of Gone Girl. If this movie's trailer looks at all interesting to you, I would highly recommend that you instead go watch Searching, which we reviewed on the channel a couple of weeks ago and is still in theaters. It's a much better version of this same sort of premise. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more like it in the future, and leave a comment down below letting me know any of your thoughts on the movie or my review. There's a bunch of other videos up on the screen you could also check out if you feel inclined to do so. Thanks once again very much for watching, and take care.